is the world you are graduating into. This is what I want to talk about today with you for a few minutes. To lead in shaping a new world order for the 21st century.
Crossing the river Styx, Charon's ferry, and the Greek mythology of the afterlife. In a world unseen, a journey begins at the river Styx. Greek mythology tells a fascinating tale. The river is not just water, it's a passage to the afterlife. Here, souls of the deceased meet Charon, the mystical ferryman. His duty, to ferry these souls, a task that isn't free. A coin, a toll, must be given. In rituals of old, this coin is placed with the departed. On the eyes or in the mouth, a payment for Charon. The river flows silently as Charon guides his boat. A solemn voyage commences, an eternal transition. The coin ensures a safe journey, a direct path to the world beyond. As the veil between realms parts, a new reality dawns. The coin's purpose fulfilled, the soul's journey ends. In this realm of the afterlife, the deceased find their final rest. This myth, a slice of Greek heritage, resonates even today. A tale of crossing, of a coin, and a ferryman. A tale of life, death, and what lies beyond.
Hello everyone, I have something incredible to share today. We are announcing the launch of Trump coins, a true symbol of American greatness. Trump coins are designed by me and minted right here in the USA. This beautiful limited edition coin commemorates our movement, our fight for freedom, prosperity, and putting America first. We always put America first. It's more than just a collector's item. It's a testament to the resilience and strength of the American people, our American patriots that we love so much. This coin is composed of 99.9% pure silver with a beautiful proof finish, and it's really something very special. Each coin comes with a certificate of authenticity with my signature to ensure you have purchased a real Trump coin. I've seen a lot of coins out there using my very beautiful face. I'm a very beautiful guy, I'm only kidding. But they are not the official coin. RealTrumpCoins.com is the only place to get an official Trump coin.
For centuries, coins with angels on them have been treasured as tokens of good luck, health, and fortune. If a king or queen handed an angel coin to a subject, it would often become a family heirloom, handed down and treasured throughout the generations. The legend of the lucky French gold angel, however, has an even more dramatic start. During the French Revolution, coin engraver Augustin Dupre was standing on the platform waiting in line to lose his head to the guillotine. In his pocket, Dupre carried a gold coin that he himself had engraved, a French gold angel. He believed that carrying the coin with him would protect him from evil and danger. Sure enough, as the ominous shadow of the guillotine loomed above, his gold angel delivered. No one knows for sure exactly what happened, but one legend holds that moments before the execution, a huge lightning bolt struck the platform, scaring the executioner and delaying the planned execution. Before it could be rescheduled, Dupre was granted a pardon, and from that moment on, his creation became known as the Lucky Gold Angel. The next 200 years are filled with wondrous stories attributed to this talisman, including many claims of lives saved. Fishermen never went to sea without them. Most French pilots during World War I always packed one in their kits. Even Napoleon Bonaparte himself carried a gold French angel in his pocket. However, one evening in 1815, on the verge of a great battle in Belgium, a proud and confident Napoleon arrogantly flung his angel coin into a nearby river. With this act of arrogance, Napoleon's luck turned. He arose the next morning to lead his army into the Battle of Waterloo. And we all know how that turned out for him. The gold angel coin's legend of protection and deliverance has continued through 2 world wars. Gold angels have been in the pockets and kits of countless fighter pilots, soldiers, and sailors for over 2 centuries.
Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump, we're all cut from the same cloth. This is a limited edition product, so be sure to follow our page at Real Trump Coins to stay updated and secure yours as soon as it's released. Together we will make history in America, secure your piece of American greatness today. Thank you, and God bless America.
Try to think, with this coin, we can build all of this and a lot more. It is up to you.
Number 8, we will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens. Never happened.
Now to former President Trump's new cryptocurrency business, an unprecedented business venture in the home stretch of a presidential campaign. Here to break down the business and political implications are Elizabeth Schulze and Chief Washington Correspondent John Carl. Elizabeth, let me begin with you. What do we know about what this business actually is?
Good morning, George. We know that don't know a lot of details, but we do know that former President Trump was once an outspoken cryptocurrency skeptic. He called it a scam, and now he is spearheading a crypto platform of his own as he courts big donors in this industry. So this new Trump-backed business called World Liberty Financial yet released key details about its finances or exact purpose. Its website, though, prominently features photos of Trump and touts a digital currency, kind of like Bitcoin, but the value of that currency would be pegged to the U.S. dollar. Trump and his sons, Eric and Don Jr., are pitching this platform as a way for American households to buy or sell cryptocurrencies and to go around, quote, big banks and financial elites. But as founders, the Trump family could make money if the price of the digital currency that they are helping to launch goes up. And this is a potential ethics landmine. If Trump wins re-election, he is already blasting the Securities and Exchange Commission for trying to regulate the crypto space.
In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
The river flows silently as Sharon guides his boat. A solemn voyage commences, an eternal transition. The coin ensures a safe journey, a direct path to the world beyond. As the veil between realms parts, a new reality dawns. The coin's purpose fulfilled, the soul's journey ends. In this realm of the afterlife, the deceased find their final rest. This myth, a slice of Greek heritage, resonates even today. A tale of crossing, of a coin, and a ferryman. A tale of life, death, and what lies beyond.
We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself. And the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood. And unto the end of the war, desolations are determined.
Unfortunately, you killed my mother. This is what we're going to do.
No. Please, Eric, no.
I'm going to count to 3, and I'm going to move the coin. 1.
Please, Eric.
2. 3.
Here's some context. In Mayan culture, the black sun represents the Osirian butterfly that devours people during the solar eclipse. Also in ancient Egypt, the black sun represents the hidden sun or invisible sun. That is the secret order behind the visible. It means a number of things depending on where in the world you are, and of course it has many meanings. Number 9. The most recent use of the black sun is seen in none other place than the Nazi swastika. Many believe this symbol was co-opted from the 4 Vedas in Hindu religion, but although that may be so, the meaning behind it has nothing to do with Hinduism. It stands for the black sun itself. Number 8. The black sun was brought into Hitler's own iconography from his mentor Helen Blavatsky, who within her mystic circles used to use the iconography of the black sun itself. But what are the evidences there that the Nazi swastika means the black sun, and it in fact has links directly to the inner occult system of the Nazi party? Well, number 7. The Nazi SS had this in their occult castle, which literally translates to the black sun. This is the true version of what the swastika is. Remember, what is shown in public is only ever the outer symbolism in the occult. The inner symbolism is often hidden from the public. So here you see the actual black sun itself. This black sun you see here on the floor is actually in the tomb where the ashes of fallen SS soldiers were held. So here we have a direct connection between the black sun and occult mysticism to the inner workings of the Nazi party themselves. Number 6. It's worth noting that the SS castle, which was designed by Himmler himself, is actually the shape of a large triangle. This will mean something later, but for now, suffice it to say that the circular pattern at the end of the castle, the largest one, references in fact the black sun. Number 5. In a recent video, I put forward the research by clinical psychologist D.C. Hammond. When he was treating his patients, he found that they were reciting a similar mono-narrative. He found this narrative repeated by victims of the MK Ultra mind control experiment conducted by the CIA. He stated that the program started as part of Operation Paperclip, where Nazi scientists were brought over from Germany after the war. Now these were all very high-ranking Nazis, that is, at the academic kind of Nazi that's climbed up the ladder. So it was founded by Nazis, you might say. They were taken to the United States to head mind control programs. So what? What does this have to do with the black sun? Well, it has to do with the black sun because the Nazis that were brought over were high-ranking Nazi insiders. Now, not only did whistleblowers and the victims of these mind control programs say that they were installed with Satanism as an ideology, but in fact, a number of people who worked on the program, whistleblowers, said in fact that the Nazi scientists themselves were in fact Satanists, the real type of Satanists, not the type of Satanists that go out and practice Satan to troll people, but the real type of Satanism. So this gives us an inner inside track into what the black sun actually means in the inner circles of those in high positions of the Nazi party. Number 4. So what about the black sun, you might say? How does it really link to anything? Well, because I think that the same Nazi iconography is in fact used today. The black sun is used at the heights of power, at least within the United States. Number 3. This mural is famous. It's a mural from the Bank of America. Now look at the black sun in the sky. Do you see that large black sun rising? That's right. This is the exact same black sun that is projected in Nazi occult practices. Now, I'm not saying this is a hidden Nazi swastika. What I'm saying is it stands for the occult symbol that the Nazi swastika had on the outside. This is in fact a hidden secret symbol behind the front Nazi swastika. But there is more to this artwork than we see on the surface. As with all occult symbolism, something else is hidden. Number 2. What happens if we mirror this artwork? Take a look. We get this. This is on the surface a reference to Masonic symbolism, but it is fundamentally different. Now, of course, there are references here with Masonic symbolism. The checkered floor, for example, the fact that Jacob's ladder is on the left-hand side, the sun and moon on the pillars. But as you can see, even with me repeating this, all those things are fundamentally different. For instance, the checkered floor is not black and white, it's red and white. There's not not one sun. In fact, there's no sun. There's only a black sun, and now there's two of them. Jacob's ladder has also been replaced by a staircase. So what does this mean? Well, this means that this is a type of corrupted symbolism from Masonic traditions that's been changed somehow. From what root system it originally came from, I just don't know. But I can say, although it seems like it follows many of the Masonic root systems, such as similar iconography to the Tale of Solomon's Temple, it is actually very different. It almost seems far more ominous. Now note also the large red banner in front of the child, and the fact that this is repeated within Nazi symbolism. Also note, of course, the black sun, which reflects Nazi symbolism. But what I want you to really focus on for this, because it's going to connect onto our next bit of information, is the prism. Now, I'm well aware that the cube itself is a fundamental component of Masonic tradition. However, this I don't think is a cube. I think it has a completely different meaning, is in fact a type of prism or glass box. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, number one, the strangest airport in the world is none other than Denver Airport. And I know a lot of you are aware of Denver Airport, but just bear with me a moment and see how this connects. Denver Airport is really at the heart of a lot of conspiracy theories, since it went billions of dollars over budget and has what can only be described as one of the horsemen of the apocalypse minus its rider standing out front. It has long been rumored to be a massive underground bunker of some kind that is under the airport, a type of hideaway for the elites. There is a plaque at the front that states it's a gift from the New World Airport Commission, of all things. But in order to reference the prior, we're going to have to look at the murals. These are the very strange murals that were in Denver Airport. They depict a cataclysmic event in the future, at which point many people die. Then there is a period of, I guess, rebirth after the disaster. But I want you to look at the glass prisms. They feature repeatedly, that is around animals and other things, as noted prior in the Bank of America mural. But what connections are there with the Bank of America mural, really, apart from this being a very ominous mural in the Denver Airport? And of course the Mayan symbolism here, which also note the black sun reference, because the black sun is a part of heavy Mayan tradition. Well, there's this. There's the black sun itself, which is on the floor of the airport, a huge black sun.
Every time you go to the airport, you can't miss this guy, the blue horse with the beet red eyes staring at you as you drive up to the main terminal. Well, now he's getting a friend. Check this out. It's Anubis, also known in Egypt as the god of death. And now it's hanging out at the airport. Fox 31's Kim Posey joins us live tonight from DIA. Kim, we'll start with the obvious. What were they thinking putting the god of death at the airport?
Well, Ron, the statue is here paving the way for the King Tut exhibit that's going to be coming at the end of the month. The statue was erected right here on the south side of the terminal earlier today, and a lot of people are really excited about it. But some find it a little bit odd that the Egyptian god of the dead would be looking in on an airport where some people are afraid to be anyway. It's not the pyramids, it's DIA.
That's an interesting image to have here at the airport.
A statue of Anubis, the ancient Egyptian god of the dead, is going up here ahead of the King Tut exhibit.
I wanted a picture of that.
Art enthusiasts are really excited.
He's here to pave the way for King Tutankhamun's treasures to come to the Denver Art Museum.
But some travelers aren't sure if they feel more or less secure at security with Anubis looking in.
If it's the god of death, I wouldn't exactly be putting it out in front of the airport.
For some,
I don't like flying to begin with.
It's just not very reassuring.
It's kind of weird, especially being at an airport, you know, bad voodoo.
DIA already has the sculpture of the big blue Mustang with the glowing red eyes.
It scared me. I was kind of scared.
The statue fell on its creator and killed him, and some affectionately call him Blucifer.
What do we call it? A demon?
Now this latest edition of artwork could challenge the horse's notoriety.
Definitely an odd choice.
He may be the god of the dead, but this jackal-headed statue doesn't have glowing red eyes, and lots of travelers were actually really excited to see him.
President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu have signed an agreement with the United Arab Emirates. Here on my channel, we focus a lot on symbols, symbolism, subliminal messages. So when I first saw this coin, it really blew me away. This right here is yet another example of the occult forces that work in the shadows in this world at work. It's similar to money magic. Money itself is sigil magic. The New World Order put its plans on paper and they called it money. Millions of people around the world are carrying this around in their pockets. Money itself is a primary example of this sigil magic, lesser magic. So it's interesting that they chose to place this imagery on a coin. Once again, we're back to money. And here they are showing us their plans on this currency. From a very basic standpoint, when I first looked at this imagery, I couldn't help but notice, starting from the base of the symbol as it works up, you see the sword itself starts to disintegrate into all of these different symbols. What's most interesting is the symbol they chose at the top, or it's the symbol at the end of the road. All of these symbols leading to the dove of peace, peace and security, peace and safety. But what comes after that? Saturn. Some of you may not understand the significance of this, but Saturn represents Satan.
On the 17th of December 497 BCE, the Saturnalia festival was celebrated for the first time in ancient Rome. Created to mark the anniversary of the foundation of the Temple of Saturn in the Roman Forum, the Roman festival of Saturnalia was dedicated to the god Saturn, who was believed to have ruled over a golden age of agricultural abundance. The festival saw the suspension of the usual social norms, and the people of Rome engaged in lively celebrations. Saturnalia originated as a 3-day festival that began when the wool that was normally bound around the feet of the statue of Saturn was removed. The first day also saw a public banquet, which was preceded by a sacrifice at the Temple of Saturn itself. With the formal elements of the festival complete, the subsequent days, which ranged from 3 to 7 days during the Roman period, were given over to the private celebrations for which the festival is perhaps best known. The usual social hierarchy was reversed, and for the duration of the festival, slaves were treated to banquets, while activities that were usually discouraged became commonplace. Romans from all social spheres were known to engage in gambling, alongside excessive eating and drinking, and all overseen by a chaotic king of the Saturnalia, who was chosen at random, drawn by lot. The end of Saturnalia saw people exchange small gifts made of wax or other simple materials. This part of the festival saw the more crazed revelry begin to subside, ahead of a return to normal social behaviour. Nevertheless, the writer Pliny the Younger recorded in one of his many letters how he preferred to avoid the festival altogether by moving to some of the more secluded rooms of his villa, while the rest of the household celebrated.
He is the god of wealth, agriculture, periodic renewal, and liberation. In later developments, he came to be the god of time. His reign was associated with peace. The remaining 8 columns are all Egyptian granite. The inscription on the architrave reads, "Destroyed by fire, restored by the Senate and the people of Rome."
It goes back to Rome. They worshipped Saturn, celebrating Saturnalia, and the Greeks worshipped Kronos. Same deity, both represent Satan, which leads to the black cube. You also need to understand about the black cube of Saturn and the connection to the Jewish priests who wear the tefillin or the black cube on their foreheads.
This is the Cube, where simple tasks become epic challenges.
This is very hard. Come on!
7 games, 9 lives, £250,000.
Have you got what it takes to beat the Cube?
Before time began, there was the Cube.
It's also interesting to note that we find the black cube in Mecca. And here you see the Muslims walking circles or rings around the black cube of Saturn, Satan.
It's time to start reimagining TV. Introducing Fire TV Cube, the first all-in-one streaming media player with hands-free Alexa built in. Now it's easy to do things like this.
Alexa, turn on the TV.
Fire TV Cube can hear you from across the room.
Alexa, play Sneaky Pete.
And with infrared technology, it's easier to control your entertainment hands-free.
Alexa, switch to cable. Wait, what time was the game? Alexa, tune to Fox.
We've partnered with Netflix, ESPN, Hulu, and others to let you do more simply by using your voice.
Alexa, rewind 30 seconds.
Alexa, next episode.
Plus, Fire TV Cube is always getting smarter.
Alexa, show my flash briefing.
So now it's easier to get more out of the biggest screen in your house.
Alexa, show me nearby restaurants.
Even when your TV is off, Alexa is ready to help.
Alexa, add Pinot Noir to my shopping list.
Okay, I've added it to your list.
And of course, you can still enjoy all the content you love.
Alexa, search for action movies. Yes!
From HBO, Netflix, Hulu, Prime Video, and more. Fire TV Cube. Let's start reimagining TV.
Symbology is very important. Understanding symbols and what they mean is life and death. Hillsong here, 3 years ago, did a production, Brian Houston, called Touch the Sky. And look at the stage set design. Cubes. Okay, touch the sky. Complete nonsense he was preaching here. Mostly, the guy is a freak, right? Who designs their set stages? Their stages. A guy called Nathan Taylor Set Designs. Stage Set Designs. Nathan Taylor. Look up the website and see the work that this man has done. He does all the colour conferences for Hillsong. I'll let you go into this and see the cubes there on the stage. Phenomenal. Touch the sky, reach up and touch the universe. 666, okay? It is. It truly is. Now go and look up Wikipedia number 216 and let's see what the cube means, what it symbolizes. 216 is the natural number following 215 and preceding 215. There's a cube. There's the mathematical equation according to Plato.
Hey everybody. Yesterday you might heard that first US-based company is microchipping their employees. Well, based on that fact, what's so special? What I'm trying to say here, you might heard this message many times from the world, all over, again and again. From the Christians' perspective, they were saying that this is a mark of the beast. Simple. 666, which is 666. That means mark of the beast, as Bible says in the Revelation. We will go a little deeper in that extra. Guess what? I'm going to tell you the same thing. Yes, it is the mark of the beast. But in this time, I'm going to give you a little further information, with the depth information, why it is the mark of the beast. Something different. We understand the microchip has been released, and as soon as it's released in US and become really famous and everyone talking about it, yes, of course. The thing is, as soon as I heard this message, I started to do some research in a sense, where this microchip coming from and who produced it, who manufactured it. And I come to understanding that was manufactured by the company called Biohacks. And we will come to that a little deeper later too. But when you go to that company website, and it's called Biohacks International. It's a company. It's based in Sweden. Okay, and including the logo means something. They, out of nowhere, they have named this microchip, the NFC tag, N-tag 216216. What that to do with this? What I'm trying to say? Simply, let's cut it quicker. 216. Think about it. 6 times 6, 36. 36 times 6, 216. Oh, coincident, eh? Do you think that's coincident? No. As a mark of the beast, they're trying to tell us, hey, this is a mark of the beast. Revelation 13:18. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for the number is that of a man, and his number is 666. There's a few things I like to point out here. That first, the first company, the US-based company, the name itself, many people can say it's coincidence, but think about it. The first company is tagged, it's called Wisconsin. Wiz, if I break it into three things, Wiz, wisdom, con, also, that's another meaning I like to tell you, and sin. Of course, sin, Wisconsin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kid Rock.
I'm the living proof with the gift to gab from the city of truth. You know I jab, stab, and knock critics back. And I did not stutter when I said that. I'm going platinum, selling rhymes. I went platinum 7 times. Still they ill and wanna see us fry. I guess because only God knows why.
And also, before I go to the detailized information, whoever produced this, they're also the manufacturer of these products is called Foxconn. Why these people are trying to bring that C-O-N information? Let me tell you also another thing. Why this bio, out of nowhere, the bio word came out also. Also, it's American Standard Text, which can be converted into a computer language. We also call hex mode. And I want to go deep into that. But when you convert this word C-O-N, okay, you can do it by yourself later. And convert this, you can see the hex mode is 63 6F 6C, which is 666. It's not a coincidence again. And let's say I'm gonna put a word bio, B-I-O. Simple, right? Convert that to hex mode. 62 69 6F, which is 666. Is it coincidence? I don't think so. So bio, con, everything that in a hex conversion says 666. And here they publicly, they're challenging, they're telling you people that this biochip's called N-tag 216, which is 666. What else do you want to know? What else you want me to prove to you? It's in your face, it's in front of you. Simply, they're mocking you people. They're mocking, they know what's about to come. Christians are crying out loud, they're saying, hey, this is the mark of the beast. Still people don't want to believe it, and many people will take it as a joke. Think about it, people. This is not a joke. They specifically chose the name tag 216, N-tag 216. They could have come up with some other random names. Why in this world he came with this number 216? And Biohacks, the company name itself, obviously 666, Bio, S-Con, 666. All this leads into one path, which is a path to hell, which is 666. God has warned us like 2,000 years ago. I used to think, hey, this could be, coincidence. Even though I believe into this system, there might be a different change in future, more updates. But this is a time it's become official, and this is a time they officially chose those name tag, name and the number. And also, you have a capability to embed Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies information into these tags, more detail into this information, but the thing is I just want to keep this video short as possible. But if you want to know more about this information, what's the real depth, what is really talking about, how this Bitcoin currency going to function. It's not Bitcoin, and also there's another currency which is not in public, but a year ago, almost 6 or I think 7 months ago, I found it. It's not to the public. If you want to know more about these things, what can be, so you can protect you and your family, making sure you're ready for the coming of Christ. And as I mentioned yesterday, coming of Christ cannot occur, cannot happen until this Antichrist can reveal himself to the nation.
So leading up to this peace and safety and afterwards Saturn or Satan, we find that the sword guard is wrapped in prayer beads. Prayer beads only serve one purpose, and that's to count repetitive prayers. Both Islam and Catholicism share their love of prayer beads, which came from pagan traditions.
While chanting, we use Juzu beads, Buddhist prayer beads. Upon becoming a Nichiren Shoshu Buddhist, you may get your own Juzu beads. In Nichiren Shoshu Buddhism, the prayer beads receive the opening of the eyes ceremony, which is performed by the priest. In 18th century Japan, Nichikan Shonin, the 26th high priest of Nichiren Shoshu, wrote in his treatise The Three Robes of this school, "The prayer beads are the Buddhist implement that helps common mortals advance in their Buddhist practice. Because of their profound significance, you should treat your prayer beads with respect, just as you would the Buddha. To understand the meaning of the beads is to begin to understand the profundity of Buddhism, the correct practice, and the reason for expressing gratitude to the three great secret laws and the three treasures."
One of the most historic items ever offered in our auctions is this personal rosary of Jack Kennedy. It's worn down by the hands of the president himself. JFK was the country's first Catholic president, and he referred often to his faith in God. Some observers felt that his Catholicism would stand in the way of JFK ever being elected president, but his rosary, this rosary, stands as a testament to his unswerving Catholic faith.
On the guard of the sword in the middle, we can see the Babylonian sun wheel, and this goes back to Rome again and pagan worship. It's also known as the Wheel of the Year.
Oh, the wheel of the year goes round and round, the wheel of the year goes round.
And then we have the satellite dish with Wi-Fi and binary code. This seems to reflect our current state of Big Brother surveillance in some ways. And next we have the gears. The gears go back to time, and that goes back to Saturn.
Hatter is my truest friend. If he's in need, I will help him.
It will be a race against time.
Time is a he.
Well, actually, time was Lewis Carroll's idea. In the first book, Alice in Wonderland, Mad Hatter says to Alice, I'm stuck at this tea party because Time and I quarrelled this time last year, or last March. And I thought that's a brilliant idea for a character.
There's no real reference to what his character is. So the challenge was to create a character that could fit into that world, because they're characters that have been around for more than a century.
Alice wants to go back in time to save the Hatter's family and also to save the Hatter. She wants to steal the chronosphere, and in order to do that she has to kind of confront Time himself, who's, as the director James puts it, a confident kind of idiot.
And I thought, I know no one better to play the confident idiot than my friend Sacha Baron Cohen. And so I invited him to come, play the character, and he did a brilliant job.
Sacha brilliantly plays, very confident buffoons. So their dynamic is very funny because she's the only one who kind of calls him out on his, ridiculousness.
He and I worked together for many, many years. And so we came up with this idea of this sort of quasi-German mid-Atlantic voice.
You cannot escape time.
Plus ridiculous outfit. He's a man who believes in impressing people from the outset, even though he's got not much to be impressed about. And so he has this ridiculous hat and enormous shoulders and is very over the top, but really he's a little boy in a giant man's costume. Lewis Carroll obviously is an utter genius and was an amazing, to think that he wrote these characters 150 years ago and we're today still talking about them in this room is a pretty incredible achievement of his.
Young lady, your time is up.
We also have a syringe to represent the vaccine for their crown virus.
Johnson & Johnson's getting ready to enter late-stage testing of its coronavirus vaccine. Phase 3 of its vaccine clinical trial officially begins today, and Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is one of the sites conducting the trial. The company is looking to enroll 60,000 volunteers for the trial from the U.S. and 7 other countries. That is twice the number of volunteers as Moderna's Phase 3 trial. Unlike its competitors, Johnson & Johnson's vaccine will only require 1 dose.
Moving on from there, we have the date palm tree. And it's interesting, the Latin name for the date palm tree is the Phoenix dactylifera. When you look at all of the symbols on the sword, and so many of them have to do with technology, you may have been wondering to yourself, why is there a palm tree there? And I think I found the answer. It's not just a palm tree, it's a date palm. What's most interesting about this is that the Latin term for the date palm is actually the Phoenix dactylifera. I believe that's why they put the date palm on the sword among all of the other symbols, showing us their end game. The eagle, sometimes the double-headed eagle, also the phoenix, is a symbol of great power and endurance. The Romans, the House of Habsburg, the House of Rothschild, the Nazis, and the United States have all used this symbol. But more specifically to the phoenix itself, we find that symbolism popping up all over the place. The phoenix as a symbol itself has become a very common symbol for the New World Order, or for this beast system. This last decade has seen a real explosion in symbolism on everything: movies, TV shows, corporate logos. All of it is coming to light now. In this beast system, the phoenix is a symbol of chaos, total destruction, and then a rebirthing, a rising from the ashes.
The rising phoenix is one of the oldest occult symbols in history. It's a well-known symbol that represents the sun, rebirth, resurrection, and immortality. It is linked to sun worship and was named a god of Phoenicia by the Phoenicians. Occultists believe that these fiery birds live on one at a time for about 500 years. When the phoenix dies, it is immediately resurrected from its own ashes and continues to live on for another 500 years. Occultists believe that the phoenix is a symbol of Lucifer, who is cast down in flames and will rise again. It is also a symbol of order out of chaos. It is considered to be one of the main symbols for the Illuminati and the Antichrist.
And this rising from the ashes, this phoenix, is the NWO itself, or that final Antichrist beast system. It's interesting to note that in Islam, they view the date palm as the tree of life. But in Judaism, the palm represents peace and plenty. And of course, there's also that connection between the tree of life and the Kabbalah. Also, the palm tree was a sacred sign of Apollo in ancient Greece. So of course we find Apollo. Apollo is the sun god. He's another representation of Lucifer, the sun god. Sun god, Lucifer, Satan, Saturn. Something else to consider, finding that palm tree symbol among all of the symbols of technology. Perhaps it's a nod to how they've been placing these 5G towers in these palm trees all around America. Also, looking back on the sword, we find satellite, 5G, Wi-Fi, NASA.
One Texan says she's not going to let a little thing like being in orbit, in space, keep her from casting a ballot in the November election. NASA astronaut and Houston area resident Kate Rubens tells the Associated Press she's planning to cast her vote from space. Right now, she is just outside Moscow, Russia, preparing for a mid-October launch and a 6-month stay at the International Space Station, where she's going to cast her ballot from. She's going to use a secure electronic ballot, and mission control will then forward it back to the county clerk. Katie Johnston for CBS 11 News.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's been there's legislation passed a number of years ago to allow astronauts to vote in space. I think a lot of astronauts do this. They feel that it's very important. It's critical to participate in our democracy. We consider it an honor to be able to vote from space. And so we fill out a form and we vote via absentee ballot. And I plan on doing that in November. I think it's really important for everybody to vote. And if we can do it from space, then I believe folks can do it from the ground too.
How do you balance science with science fiction? They're both the same.
I'm excited about it. And the idea is to democratize space, to lower the cost of getting to many destinations in our solar system. And the reason you do this, everybody, the reason a society does this, there are two questions, Lauren, that we have all asked. Where did we come from? How did we all get here? Where did we come from? And are we alone in the universe? And if you want to answer those two questions, you have to explore space.
If I could turn the page and time that I'd rearrange just a day or two. Close my eyes. Then I couldn't find a way, so I settled for one day to believe in you. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Although I'm not making plans, I hope that you understand there's a reason why. Close your eyes. No more broken hearts. We're better off apart. Let's give it a try. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. If I could turn the page and and time that I'd rearrange just a day or two. Close my eyes. I couldn't find a way, so I settled for one day to believe in you. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
Drink the astronauts took to the moon.
Astronauts to the moon.
And all of those symbols are leading up to the dove that represents peace. I believe this harkens back to what the Bible says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes. And lastly, we find all of this symbolism connected back to another example of the occult, or hidden in plain sight. The Denver International Airport murals. They've since covered up the Denver Airport murals, but you can still find pictures of them. These murals are another example of hidden in plain sight, also of lesser magic and predictive programming. So here we find this figure, and he has the eagle on his hat. In some ways he's resembling a Nazi or fascism. He has the same sword from the coin, and we also find the dove here. Of course, in this mural, this figure is killing the dove, or destroying peace. Right here on this mural, we can see the effects of the phoenix. Total chaos, total destruction, the death of peace, and then after peace comes Satan, or Saturn. Just like money, just like all the symbols we see in movies and TV shows and corporate logos, their plans have been in front of our face all along. Steadily, and more quickly now over this last decade, we're seeing all of these pieces come together and fall into place. Everything is moving quickly now towards the end game of this beast system. Total control and total enslavement of humanity. So now that you're seeing all of this right before your eyes, I hope you've made your choice. I don't show you these things to put fear in you. I show you these things so you can make a proper choice, make proper decisions, and understand what time it is, what's happening right now.
This is the moment Japan's nuclear disaster began. A giant tsunami wave crashes into the Fukushima Daiichi power plant.
And we will protect you, that I can tell you, and we will say enough is enough.
Enough is enough, and we will continue to march and continue to fight and demonstrate until we do get justice.
calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
You will never see it coming. You think I'm joking?
Inlaid into the floor of the airport itself, and you can even see the rotations of the different planets around the black sun. If you look closely, you can even see the slight glow of yellow light around the black sun. That is the halo. This is because this is the black sun that's eclipsing the actual sun. So okay, you might say, there's a black sun and it says New World Order, and there's some other strange things, and the airport itself kinda looks like a SWAT sticker. Also note this black sun, which is inlaid into the bottom of the Hoover Dam. So these three examples are just a few examples really of what's out there. I guess my overarching theory is that the black sun is closely related to Satanism and a type of corrupted form of Freemasonry. There definitely seems to be something very strange happening here. Something weird that has a Nazi connection to World War II and Satanism. So what's going on? These are the symbols of a very powerful organization, a group that's so powerful that they can put their iconography all around an airport that costs billions of dollars. They've got it in the Hoover Dam, they've got it in the Bank of America, and I would guess there's many places where they've got this type of symbolism, which proves that they have a strong hold and position in power. But at the end of the day, guys, we'll just have to decide for yourselves what to believe. I am, of course, just bringing the breadcrumbs I find, trying to connect the dots.